Have you ever noticed that the deeper you think, the more distant you feel from the world around you? That the clearer you see, the less others want to listen? It's not your imagination. Society has always been uneasy around deep thinkers, not because they are wrong, but because they notice what others would rather ignore. History repeats this pattern endlessly. Socrates, Galileo, Tesla, brilliant minds silenced, mocked, or dismissed. Their ideas weren't rejected for lack of logic. They were rejected because they made people uncomfortable. Schopenhauer, one of the most brutally honest philosophers, believed that intelligence is almost a curse, a burden that isolates those who see too much. But why does this happen? Why does Socrates resist those who think differently? The answer lies deep in human psychology. Consider this. When you stand next to someone physically stronger, you may admire them. When you meet someone wealthier, you might envy them, but you don't feel personally attacked. Strength and wealth are external. But intelligence is different. Intelligence touches identity. Our thoughts and beliefs define who we are. When someone comes along who sees deeper, questions what we take for granted, or understands what we overlook, it can feel like a challenge to our very sense of self. Not intentionally, not maliciously, but unavoidably. This is what psychologists call the mirror effect. A deep thinker doesn't just offer new ideas, they reflect people's limitations back to them. And most people can't forgive that reflection. Even without saying a word, a deep thinker's presence can spark discomfort, insecurity, even resentment. Why? Because intelligence threatens the ego, and nothing triggers defensiveness faster than a bruised ego. When someone is physically strong, we see them as powerful. When someone is wealthy, we see them as fortunate. But when someone is intellectually superior, it affects how we see ourselves. Intelligence exposes gaps many would rather not acknowledge. This is why deep thinkers are often pushed away. Their insights don't just challenge opinions, they challenge identities. Think about the times you tried to share a deep idea in a casual conversation. The blank stares, the sudden topic change, the awkward silence. This isn't coincidence. It's a defense mechanism. When confronted with depth, most people retreat to comfort. Instead of engaging, they dismiss. Instead of questioning, they shut down. Instead of thinking, they escape. Studies even show that confidence, false or real, is valued more than intelligence in social settings. Charismatic simplicity outshines quiet depth. Populist leaders, viral influencers, and motivational speakers succeed because they offer easy answers, not difficult truths. Meanwhile, deep thinkers who speak with nuance and complexity struggle to gain the space to be heard. This is the paradox of intelligence. The closer someone gets to truth, the farther they drift from the majority. Neuroscience explains this too. When people feel intellectually overshadowed, the amygdala, the brain's threat detector, activates. The brain responds to intellectual discomfort the same way it responds to danger, because historically, survival depended on fitting in, not standing out. A highly intelligent person disrupts the social balance. Their presence shifts group dynamics, challenges norms, and triggers primitive fear responses. That's why one-on-one conversations with deep thinkers often feel enriching, but group interactions can feel tense or alienating. Social comparison increases the perceived threat, and then cognitive biases make things worse. Dunning-Kruger effect. The less people know, the more they think they know. Status quo bias. The brain prefers the familiar. Backfire effect. When presented with new information, people double down on old beliefs. Add the digital age to this framework, and the rejection intensifies. Social media rewards speed, emotion, and simplicity, not depth. Viral content is designed to provoke, not enlighten. The deeper the idea, the harder it is to make it digestible. Algorithms bury nuance. And so, deep thinkers become even more isolated in a world that prizes distraction over thought. But this isolation isn't just cultural, it's biological, psychological, and systemic. Still, society favors comfort, predictability, certainty, the familiar illusion over the uncomfortable truth. And Schopenhauer understood this perfectly. He believed that intelligence creates a divide. The will to live versus the will to truth. Most people seek pleasure. Deep thinkers seek understanding. Most avoid discomfort. Deep thinkers confront it. Most find meaning in routine pleasures. Deep thinkers look past them, searching for something more. This creates a painful distance between them and the world. To Schopenhauer, intelligence was like heightened vision. You see too clearly to be fooled by the illusions that comfort others. And the cost of clarity is loneliness. He believed that the more a person understands the world, the harder it becomes to find happiness in it. He wrote, "A high degree of intellect tends to make a man unsocial. Deep thinkers crave depth, but society offers simplicity. They value truth, but society values convenience. They question while society clings to belief, and so they become outsiders, not by choice, but by nature." But Schopenhauer also offered a path forward. Embrace solitude. It's not punishment, but freedom. Seek like-minded thinkers through books, minds, ideas, not crowds. Share depth wisely. Not everyone is ready for certain truths. His message is clear. Society doesn't fear intelligence. It fears what intelligence reveals. And if you've ever felt isolated because of your thoughts, it doesn't mean you are broken. It means you are seeing the world more clearly than most. So if intelligence naturally creates distance, does that mean deep thinkers are destined to remain isolated forever? Not necessarily. It simply means they must learn how to navigate a world that wasn't designed for them. Because society does not embrace depth, it embraces stability. Human psychology is built to prefer the familiar over the unknown. From childhood, we are trained to value certainty, repetition, and obedience. Schools reward memorization, not curiosity. Workplaces reward compliance, not originality. Politics rewards simplicity, not truth. This conditioning creates a world where deep thinking becomes the exception, not the norm. Psychologists call this craving for mental comfort cognitive ease. The brain wants ideas that are simple, predictable, and easy to process. When something is complex or challenges existing beliefs, it feels like a threat. That's why people defend outdated systems, flawed beliefs, and familiar narratives. They feel safe. This leads to system justification, where people cling to the status quo even when it harms them. They would rather stay comfortable than confront a difficult truth. Add groupthink to this, and you have a society that resists anyone who dares to think independently. This is why deep thinkers often feel out of place in everyday environments. They see cracks in the foundation while everyone else focuses on the paint on the walls. And then comes the digital world, where the divide grows even wider. The internet rewards speed, not accuracy, emotion, not logic, outrage, not wisdom. Thoughtful, nuanced ideas are overshadowed by quick, flashy, easily consumable content. The result? Echo chambers that reinforce shallow thinking, algorithms that elevate noise over insight, a culture that values entertainment over enlightenment. In such an environment, deep thinkers become anomalies, misunderstood, overlooked, or dismissed. Not because their ideas lack value, but because they require effort to understand. And effort is something most people avoid. But this rejection didn't begin with the internet. It has always been part of human history. The world has always resisted those who think too far ahead. Galileo wasn't hated because he was wrong. He was hated because he was right too soon. Van Gogh didn't die poor because he lacked talent. He died poor because his art didn't fit the expectations of his time. Tesla wasn't forgotten because his ideas had no potential. He was forgotten because his visions threatened the profits of powerful men. Nietzsche wasn't dismissed because his ideas were meaningless. He was dismissed because they forced people to question the foundations of their beliefs. Society celebrates deep thinkers only after they are gone, when their ideas are no longer threatening. Throughout history, those who dared to think differently paid a heavy price. Socrates was executed, Hypatia was murdered, Turing was persecuted. Their genius was not honored, it was punished. Why? Because new ideas disrupt power, truth disrupts comfort, depth disrupts illusion, and society protects comfort far more fiercely than truth. But here's the important part. Deep thinkers are not doomed. They simply operate by different rules. You don't need the majority to understand you. You only need a few minds who resonate. History's greatest thinkers were not surrounded by crowds. They were surrounded by a handful of people who understood their vision. So how do deep thinkers thrive in a world that resists them? They choose their environments wisely. They conserve their energy for the right minds. They express depth in ways that build bridges, not walls. They embrace solitude, not as loneliness, but as clarity. They seek those rare individuals capable of meeting them at their level. Einstein once said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." This doesn't mean making ideas shallow. It means delivering depth with precision. Schopenhauer said, "Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see." Deep thinkers see things differently. That will always make some people uncomfortable. But that same ability is what moves humanity forward. Society may fear deep thinkers, but it is deep thinkers who shape the future. So if you've ever felt out of place, if your ideas have been ignored, if you've been called too serious, too intense, or too much, remember this: you are not too much. The world is simply not ready yet. But every era needs its deep thinkers, and your voice matters, whether society understands it now or decades later. If this message resonates with you, share your experience. Have you ever been rejected for thinking too deeply? The conversation starts with you.